to do assist turnovers and steals for Tiger basketball in the Coliseum. And next to me was the guy who was the superintendent of recreation for the park commission. And next to him was the city lobbyist running the clock. You see, so all of a sudden, and Jimmy Hazen with county schools for 44 years. All of a sudden, you're a good staff crew. You're a sharp kid. You get to talk to him at the tables in the press room before, at halftime, and the meals before. And all of a sudden, you get known by being around people and not goofing off or trying to show off too much, but trying to be serious about it. And McKinney asked me to come. In 1979, I started working on the loading dock at Goldsmith's downtown for $3.25 an hour. And I take boxes off the truck, take it up to the 5th floor back there. Guess where Peabody played? Well, this, you know, gosh, how do you describe Goldsmiths? That whole block on Main Street between Gayoso and Peabody Place. Majestic Grill's in there. It's apartments. It's called Peabody Place. Anyway, I'd go up to the old building where it's Gayoso apartments and I'd open the boxes up. It's Clinique women's products, you know, and I stamping the labels on them, reboxing them. They go out to the 4 Goldsmith stores, which are now Macy's in Memphis. And then McKinney said, come on and work for us in the summertime at the park commission for $3.50 an hour, a 15 cents an hour raise. And that's how I was in a closet in the architectural office where my desk was back in the closet for about 6 months, where Harry McLeod was the architect, and they got me to run errands. I'd go down to City Hall, and all of a sudden the mayor knew my face, you know, and somebody else knew my face, and I was really good at running errands and getting you know, we didn't have emails or anything. We didn't have a carrier service yet. We were just doing it on our own. So I'd be glad to get the mileage and drive downtown, keep up the mileage charts. And then they asked me, we're gonna make you a full-time job in special events, and I did that real well for 2 years. Actually, Mr. Malmo asked me to coordinate a football toss from Memphis to Knoxville for 9 days to the World's Fair on Highway 7. That's a great experience there, so I proved myself out to him. Then they made me administrative manager, then deputy director, and all of a sudden, I'm 32 years old, and I'm running Mud Island, a $63 million attraction. No tourism experience at all, just a good guy who could manage things and work hard. They knew my name, they trusted me, I was money honest, all that stuff. And that just propelled me that way. So you never know, you know, you're not, it's not like you're being hired by your uncle or anything like that, but whoever you get around is like if Mr. Rowan is telling her to go to Leo events, and you get a good recommendation from him, and they see what you're doing at Leo events, you know, Sidney and Kevin and all those folks. Yes, sir. Boom, it's going to add up for you, it's going to work for you. So I never applied for another job in my life. I always quit jobs early to take another job, Willie. It ended up being duck master at the Peabody Hotel. You know, now here I am. Think about this. I've done all this stuff in Memphis and all these walking tours and all that. It's all around the country to write golf scores up from Washington to Connecticut and stuff. I've done some really neat things. And now they've asked me to be, I told them 10 years earlier, I can't do that now. I like the riverfront better. I kind of made them mad. So, but the next time the job comes open, call me. I'll make it the last job I had in Memphis in my life. That's how it started. She remembered that in 2016, she called me. I said, okay, it's about a 50% cut. I had to lose my weekend schedule, stop doing it. I had to do all this stuff. I just dropped my life to be a duck master at Peabody Hotel. The 6th duck master ever, you know. First guy was there for 50 years. Think about it. And the way it all started was in the 1940s, no, 1930s. The general manager went duck hunting over in Arkansas. They took along a set of live duck decoys, which was allowed in hunting at that time. And they took along a bottle of Jack Daniels, so they had too much sipping whiskey. And so when they came back, they still had the ducks in their car. They didn't want to leave them in the car overnight, so they snuck them into the hotel and put them in the fountain in the lobby. As a practical joke on the staff. The old general manager, drunk after midnight, went up there to their room for the night and retired. And they came down the next morning. They thought there'd be chaos in the lobby, either ducks flying all around or bellmen chasing through the tables and chairs, but instead the ducks were just calmly floating. Have y'all seen the ducks at Peabody? You know, calmly floating in the fountain because they love the water and they're afraid of people. And guests were gathered all around staring at the ducks. And the general manager comes down like somebody played a practical joke on him and said, we'll get rid of it. And the guests all please let them stay, they're cute. So Edward Pembroke, who was a bellman, decided he'll take care of it because he'd come from the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey circus. He had a circus experience. So they got him up to a room, they let him walk down, then they got the red carpet out, they started playing the music. And now, twice a day, 11 o'clock and 5 o'clock, between 300 and 800 people, twice a day, watch those ducks march. That's 250,000 people a year. It's the world's greatest bar, Kimmy. Think how much booze that bar does. I'm not kidding, but it's a very charming thing. Honorary duck master. One time, I knew I'd made it in the world. I said, I'm done with life right now. was one day Sesame Street was in town, and they wanted Elmo and Cookie Monster to be honorary duck masters. Like, well, you being, it's like having you there as a duck master. You know, oh, God, that's goofy. So I said, okay, and so I meet with Elmo and Cookie Monster out of their outfits. I tell them, this is how it happens. So, you know, because a lot of people, I mean, everybody in the world's been honorary duck master. Presidents, basketball coaches, movie stars, you name it. And so now once they put their outfits on, they can't talk. They're not allowed to talk at all. So once I start talking to them, they can only, their eyes roll around, you know, like Elmo and Cookie Monster. You don't know what they're agreeing with you or not. So we come down in the morning and we do the whole presentation. They're acting all goofy, you know, and then we got to go upstairs and get the ducks. And it's all timed where we do about a 20-minute presentation of announcements and the story of the ducks, and then we go up the elevator and we key off an elevator. That carpet's running a certain elevator. We key off the elevator. Takes a minute to walk over to get the ducks. Takes a minute to get the ducks to walk back over, and then you get on the elevator at about 10:58 and go, Duck Master to security. Are you ready to cue the music? Do you copy? Copy that. Cue the music now. Copy that. Then you got to count to 30. Y'all do that? Because that's when the announcement's going on downstairs. Then you hit the elevator. You come straight down, and it's time that the doors open right when the John Philip Sousa's King Cotton March starts. They come to the ducks out, and they run to the fountain. 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Boom, it's a duck dash. And all the people go crazy. They do it twice a day. So now I go up there with Elmo and Cookie Monster. We bring the ducks out of the cage, and there's Elmo and Cookie Monster. They looked at me and they walked back into the cage. Because they're weird. They weren't expecting Elmo and Cookie Monster. They're scared of humans. Because we're predators. They think our fingers are claws. They think we're foxes and bears, so we're going to attack them. So they stay away from people. So you got to be gentle with them. And you learn how to walk behind ducks is what you do. That's what the trick is. So they go back in, so I make them back off out of sight, so the ducks come back out. And now they didn't tell me. Here comes a drone around the building. And it looks like a hawk getting ready to attack them. So they go back in the thing again. So now in about 30 seconds, I got to get over and get, you know. So we finally get over there. So I'm coming down this elevator. I got 5 ducks in one corner, Elmo and Cookie Monster, 4 photographers jamming in one of those Peabody elevators, and I'm going down and the doors are going to open. There's going to be 500 people there flashing cameras. I mean, can life get any better than that? Any more simpler and goofy than that? And that's a big, huge thing for the city, for this world. The Duck March, the world famous Peabody Ducks. It's something they made their logo on, their brand going, and all that stuff. You know? And the trained ducks, they come from Fayette County. It takes 3 30-minute sessions to train them. We don't mix them up. They're very tribal. Put a fence between the 2 teams. They get their own little kiddie pool over here. The veteran ducks go out to schools, the senior citizen centers out there, a goodwill tour, you know. It's a really good program, Duck Master. And then how much time? 5?
You're out.
Out. I'm just to
Oh, you
1970.
you're over, huh?
Okay. Well, real quickly to close up here, through the civil rights movement, all the protests in the area, what we've done, downtown Memphis, real quick, emptied out after the King assassination and the desegregation and went to the suburbs. Peabody Hotel closed. 1973 was bought on the courthouse steps for $540,000. Think about that. They spent $25 million restoring it. Beale Street was fenced off. Y'all have been to Beale Street from 77 to 83. Couldn't walk around down Beale Street. Only one business was open, Schwab. By 1979, there's more people living in jail in downtown Memphis than living in residential. And that's when we made the effort to bring downtown back. You got to have a downtown. The Lorraine Motel was saved for $144,000, the site of the National Civil Rights Museum. That's one of the best museums in the world, $50 million complex. So little by little, things started coming back. 81 to Peabody, 82 Mud Island, 83. The Orphan Theater was saved for $175,000. You know, it's 100 Days of Broadway. Now think about what's happened. Pyramid, the Civil Rights Museum, all those on Park Avenue, Grizzlies, 25,000 people in downtown, over 100 restaurants, 11 million visitors a year. 55,000 or so many people working in the hospitality industry, a $3.2 or $3.5 billion economic impact, all new money coming into the town. It's a good, clean industry. Tourism is heritage tourism with Graceland, the second most visited house in the country, Sun Studio, Rockin' Soul, Stacks, National Civil Rights Museum. Our heritage tourism is second to none here in the country. We just talked about it now. We got 149 more hours to go, okay, in this session here. I got 150 hours in my head. That's why we taped it. So about 30 hours is on YouTube and all that stuff right now. if you want to hear a lot more of these little backstories, there's a whole lot of them. You got the Cliff Notes version today, okay? You remember what Cliff Notes are? I don't know. E-Cliff Notes now, I guess. But thank y'all for coming.
Let's hear it for Chip.
Yeah.